Now we want to introduce color in here. So you guys can see I have a bucket of water nearby and I have a paint set. If you don't have a paint set available, you could certainly use your crayons to color it in. You could use color pencils, you could use markers. So I want to talk about how this trick is going to work with the water here. So I'm cleaning out my brush and running it over the edge of the bucket a couple of times to get rid of the extra water. I'm going to load it with paint, and I want a lot of paint. I really want to show this blue. Now the thing is, I remember doing those white lines on there, so a lot of people would say, oh, well, I have to be careful and go around it. But because there's water in this paint and you use the crayon wax, there should be an effect that happens. This looks like I could add a little more water there. So I'm going to be finding those, there's one. So there's that wavy white line that I did. So the paint won't stick to it because the wax in the crayon is going to resist that. So every once in a while as I'm painting, I'm probably going to find where I put those lines on there. So that's an effect where I know what my materials will do. The water in the paint will not stick to the crayon wax. So every once in a while, I'm going to find one of those lines. It's almost like a little invisibility effect where they're hiding. But when you go over it with the paint, since the paint won't stick to it, it's going to make it show up. So if I need to, I can kind of give myself a line, like go along the edge of the boat here, go along the wavy tops of the water, adding some more water and some more paint here so this keeps going. So wherever I put those lines before, they should be showing up because the paint does not want to stick to it. You want to be careful about going back and forth over the lines too much, because if I do go over them, then it would be sort of like I'm trying to cover them with the paint, so eventually it would start to stick. But if you just fill over at one time, you should still be able to see your lines. So you're going to continue this. Once you have the water painted, we'll talk about options for how could you do the boat.